Hi, it's Lisa here with one of our first editions of Living in Bliss. Now, this is where I'm going to take a little bit of time to actually share with you some tips I've learned over the years to live in bliss. Not just think about it, not just dream about it, not just to squeak it in every year or so, but actually living in bliss. Now, I got some great feedback from you all on the bits of bliss that were sent out over the last few months, some great questions and some comments. And one of the things that I found turning up over and over again, sort of a theme, was the topic of being selfish. Or maybe I should put that another way. The topic of thinking you need to be selfish in order to do what you should be doing as a decent human being. And I want to challenge that thought a little bit. In fact, I want to even go so far as to push back and say the act of being selfless can be very selfish. Now, you probably heard so many times before, make sure you take care of your children, your husband, your spouse, your friends, your partners, your coworkers, your boss. You're trying so hard to take care of so many people. Sometimes I'll bet it's fair to say that you might forget to take care of yourself. Or maybe you didn't forget, you just haven't had a chance because you've been running around ragged. I totally get it. I really do. And that's why I know it is so important to really think of yourself as an energy source. And when you are constantly giving energy, giving energy, giving energy, and you're never refilling yourself, at some point you're bound to be depleted. And if you think about that in terms of what other people are expecting from you, they're going to expect that you're always going to give because you've always done it before and you never said you weren't going to. But what happens when you suddenly run out of that energy? What happens when you're at the point where you just have nothing left to give and you're just exhausted? Well, that's why it is so important. Take a little bit of time. Really think about what you're doing for each and every person out there. Maybe think about, is there someone else can do these things for them? Is there something else that can be done instead of this? Is there perhaps another way to outsource what it is that I'm doing, or could people go without it? I'm going to be talking in some of my future videos coming up about how to really sort out mandatory and optional stress and mandatory and optional obligations. So we're going to talk about that a little bit as we go. But first I want to let it sink in just a little bit about the concept of being a whole lot more self-centered, really thinking about centering yourself so that you are focused on what's going to give you the most purpose, what's going to give you the most energy, what's going to give you the most stamina and sustainability, so that the people around you can really count on you and you'll never let them down. I can't think of anything more selfless than that.